Hello guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. How have you been coping from cashless policy? I watched a joke video by Odulade. It was like every minute cashy. So the only thing that is raining right now is every minute cashy. The lot is really going on in the society right now, and it's taking so much from every individual, and I am rooting for everyone outside there. I'm telling you to stay strong. I'm telling you to keep fit. I'm telling you to believe that things are going to get better. We are not going to continue like this in Nigeria. I believe. I have that belief. I'm standing for the belief. Actually, I'm here to tell you how to maintain a good and a stable mental health in the midst of whatever it is that is happening in Nigeria. In which there's just so many confusion in the air, so many things is happening. But in the midst of it, how do you stay strong? How do you build yourself to the place of finding your sanity, to the place of believing that this is what you are standing for, despite it all? On this week, I've forgotten the day, I went to the bank. And I got to the bank, you know, there's no cash, and a lot of people are queuing to get cash. They were all much in the bank. As we were all much, we were all queue, and everybody was lamenting, saying different kind of things. And there were some bankers that were going in and coming out, but people didn't want to care if they were actually staffs in the bank. What they cared about is they don't want to take cheating any longer. They don't want to take corruption any other. People are really parrying, as in the way people are parrying. And I saw people doing different kind of things. People that wanted to climb and enter. People that, you know, everybody was just giving their own response. They were just reacting the best way they feel they could react. The best thing they think they could do in a time like this. And I feel like as much as a lot is really going on and we cannot take, and we are bittered, and we are this, what are the realities that we need to personally accept in the midst of what is happening? What are the things that we really need to face and say, okay, regardless of what is happening, this is the truth, this is how I need to react to it, these are the things that I need to build in the midst of whatsoever it is that is happening in the society now. Number one is we have to understand that we Nigerians are resilient. We have the ability to bounce back from whatever it is that is happening, or whatever pain we have gone through, or whatever system of governments we think has done us something bad. We have that ability, and it is not at this point, at this junction, we should give up on that ability that we have to be resilient. You know, we have the ability to say we are not stepping down, irregardless. We are not giving up. You know, the beauty of what I saw at the bank that day I went at the bank is the fact that people were determined to get money no matter what. I just love that fact that we were so determined to get money, like all die not die, we die here. No, nothing go happen. I love that fact. But even at the extent of we being resilient and we being determined that we want to get the money that we need, we also don't have to be overly desperate around it, that we end up doing the things that harms us, the things that harms our people that loved us, or people that are willing to really help us, or things that literally, if we had calmed down, we could have settled them in a more encouraging manner, in a more applicable way. But because we were overly desperate, due to the fact that we have a resilient spirit, we are beginning to take things beyond the way we should really take them. So I think the first question we should ask ourselves is, how do we react to it? How do we respond to what is happening? Are we to be responding with anger to everybody that comes around? Are we to be responding to, fine, we know that things are not fine, but it doesn't really warrant we getting angry with people like us that are fighting for the same thing? Because eventually at the end of it, we discover that the anger does not really solve it. What solves it is we putting the right system in the right position that is going to help us to do things right. So we are resilient, I appreciate that, but at the same time, we don't have to be overly desperate to really get things done or to really put things in place. We have to understand that it takes a process to rebuild things. It takes time for things to come back to space, and we need that patience even in the midst of being resilient. Number two is emotional intelligence. These days, the reactions I get from so many things happening around is one of the reasons I feel like Nigerians need more of emotional intelligence. And somebody is there saying that You think it's easy? Maybe it's because you are eating, that's why you are saying that. I know some Nigerians will say that. But the truth about it is that it's not easy. Your bitterness doesn't change the state of the situation, whether you like it or not. Your bitterness, or probably your religious mindset, does not change the state of the situation, or your doctrinal mentality, or let me even say your cultural, tribalistic, whatever it is, doesn't change what is on floor. We don't want Igbo, we want Yoruba, we don't want this thing. I am not here to say this is Igbo. I'm just trying to tell you that beyond our cultural perspective, beyond whatever it is or wherever it is we are coming from, we need to see and look at it, that what is it that we know is good for the country now. So what is good for the country is not religious perspective, it's not religious perspective. What is good for the country is not traditional perspective. What is good for the country is not cultural perspective. What is good for the country is what can help the country to put the country back in shape. And what can help the country to put the country back in shape is not even party perspective. It's not. I am not saying, to be frank now, I am voting for Peter Obi. Let me be obvious with it. And I feel that even at the expense of choosing who you want to vote for, we have freedom for expression without being, how do I put it, without being antagonistic about it. We have freedom of expression without fighting anybody about it. Because in the first place, the people that you are trying to like fight for, you are trying to knock your head on the floor for, they know how they get along behind the scene. That is what politics is all about. We might be aiming for the same post. It doesn't mean that we are aiming for each other. So I see you, you greet me, I greet you. Don't mean that it's just politics. So we need to learn to put our sentiments aside, our emotional feelings aside, and decide that, okay, this is what is right. And own our reasons for why we believe it is right. Without having to drag anybody into it, without having to push anybody into it. I believe that everybody should have an expression of speech. And if I throw my own reasons to you, if you feel my reasons are genuine enough for you to vote for the same person, it's cool, it's okay. But if you feel they are not genuine enough, there's no reason for us to fight about it. There's no reason for us to break our head about it. But there's a reason for us to embrace differences, and I think that's still one of the issues we are having in the society. Ability to embrace individual differences, understand that we all can't be the same. We can't see things in the same way, and we still can't believe things in the same way. Even if we are getting revelation of Christ, we are not getting the revelation in the same way. If there is the revelation I get is not the revelation another person will get. What I'm trying to say is that we should learn to be emotionally intelligent enough to embrace individuality. Embrace the fact that people will always have different opinions, and your opinions doesn't make someone your enemy. My opinion doesn't make another person my enemy or make me another person's enemy. So we need to build emotional intelligence. You know, even in the midst of what was happening in the bank and everybody was shouting one another, somebody was like, vote this one, vote that one. I don't know, me, you vote. This is what vote for. You kill me, you kill me. You calm down. You calm down. I don't allow this. Like, I don't understand. It was and you know, even in the midst of all the frustration, people were looking at me like, what's wrong with this small girl? Whether you like it or not, I ain't gonna argue with you. I'm not going to say this is what is right, this is what is wrong. I believe that you are entitled to your opinion as long as that is what you believe in. So whatever it is that you are believing in, my dear, just, you know, do it amicably. Go vote your vote amicably. You don't need to fight. You don't need to fight around it, and you don't need to make a big deal out of it. Let me go to number 3. Number 3 is build sanity for yourself. Even in the midst of everything that is happening, you have to filter the kind of information you pay attention to and the kind of conversation you involve yourself with. In the midst of the bank and everything that was happening, fine, we are pressured and we are moving on through. Even we started a discussion along the line, and somebody was bringing Bible verses or scriptural verses to back up what was happening in the society. It's cool, but when it's becoming very that it has been this, I'm sorry, I have to tell them, listen, I'm sorry. At this junction, as much as I enjoyed the discussion, I will not want to continue this discussion with you. And one man asked me, I was like, who are you? I said, I'm a psychologist. Excuse me. I know when to build my sanity and when not to build my sanity. So things that I know could really, really stretch me and put me in the state where I should not be, I don't even involve myself in it. Not really because you can fight, yeah, my dear, my dear. dear, we have enough of Florida to be adding that one. Because leave me where I am. I'm not adding it. So what I'm trying to say is that build sanity for yourself, build boundaries for conversations that you know might eat you or might touch a part of it that you are not satisfied with. Try as much as possible to build sanity for yourself in times like this. It is actually how do I put it? It is actually everybody's right to build sanity for them in a time like this, because everybody is entitled to their own space, to their own decisions, and to take responsibility for their decisions. Yes, everybody is entitled to take responsibility. And some people that even voted for Buhari, they are saying, yeah, I don't vote. You voted for Buhari. Take responsibility for it. We all thought it was gonna be fine, but eventually it didn't work out fine. So take responsibility for it. So I went to number 4. Number 4 is that let's try as much as possible to affirm positive things to Nigeria. You know, adding negative words and negative feelings will not really build the system of the country. That's one thing we need to understand and embrace. We need to affirm something positive. Americans will always wake up and say, God bless America, regardless of what is happening in this society. Fine, we know America is not Nigeria, far bigger, and we know a lot of things are working well in the cities, but Rome is not built in a day. And I believe that Nigeria is going to be better. I really have that faith, and I'm always saying positive words to Nigeria. So wherever you find yourself today, just speak one positive words to Nigeria. I believe that it's your country, it's my country. Regardless of what we are going through, we need to stay positive. There's something about positive psychology that have effect on wherever you find yourself, and you need to start building a mentality of positive psychology by saying something good to the country. Say something good to this country, own your opinion, build your sanity, and take responsibility for your decisions. Those are the things we literally need now in this society. We need it more than before. Own your decision. Take responsibility for them and find peace. Affirm that regardless of what happened, things are gonna get better. I hope this video is helpful for you. And then if you are fighting in bank, I'm not there. Like, I'm not there. You can call me after the fight to help you calm down, cool down as a therapist. But literally, or you are climbing this thing, I don't understand that version. I think you need to see a therapist. I'll see you when I see you. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also, don't forget to invite your friends right now to watch this. Or probably take a chill, cold water and do like this. Things are gonna get better. It's not gonna continue like this.